from the big British castle, coming live from the Glastonbury Festival. We're inside a special area with great big walls, so the weirdos and the hoolies can't get through to go to the loo.
That's the Pixies with Motorway to Roswell. Hey, this is Adam and Joe. Welcome. We're at Glastonbury 2009. The sun's going down. Kasabian are playing on the Pyramid stage. We can see them from our little box. My name's Adam Buxton.
Yeah, my name's Joe Cornish. And I'm not accustomed to hyperbole, but it really is like a mind-blowingly beautiful evening, isn't it?
It's been extraordinary. It started off a little cloudy this morning when we woke up. Then the clouds got very pregnant, white and fluffy.
Oh.
And then they've just dispersed. And the sky's been very blue for the last few hours.
In fact, the police dispersed them, didn't they?
Exactly.
Disperse, clouds! Move along!
Troublesome clouds. They were
Nothing
dispersed
to rain on.
by the cops. Nothing to see here. So they were shooed away. And now it's just a perfect evening.
And Kasabian are playing. If you can hear thumping, that's Kasabian on stage. They've got a drummer that looks very like Danny Baker.
Right.
Have you spotted that? The spitting image of Baker doing some extraordinary drumming out there. And as I'm sure other DJs have observed, and you can see yourself via the BBC, the audience is, as ever, a huge sea of flags. And there's some quite weird things written on those flags. You know,
What's
there
the
are sort
deal
of
with the flags? Do they
good
position
development,
people
man.
there?
I like them.
I like them too, but I'm wondering, they're so well dispersed, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Do they position people
No,
deliberately?
that's just enthusiastic. You know, people who are prepared to put their money where their mouths are. It's an extrapolation of T-shirt design. One of them says simply, in huge letters, I heart sausage.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. I don't know whether a lady or a man is holding it. That might have some relevance.
How would you feel if you found out that it was some kind of sponsorship sausage tie-in?
Sponsorship.
Sponsorship.
Sponsorship. What, by the Sausage Marketing Board?
Yeah.
Well, if I was Kasabian, I'd be a little bit, disturbed if I looked out at the crowd
miffed.
and saw that someone who really loved sausages.
I wouldn't put it past the man, though. That's exactly the kind of
Yes.
thing the man does these days, you know?
Right.
He's always thinking of ways to weave his dirty magic.
I hate the man.
So do I.
He's such an idiot.
What is it with the man? He's not allowed into Glastonbury, though, the man.
No.
Kasabian certainly wouldn't put up with him. They remind me of a kind of Cro-Magnon band.
Yes, they do, don't they? They're very Neanderthal. They'd fit very well in if there was another ice age, dinosaurs came back. They'd look good with some clubs and some women.
They really would.
Held by the hair.
They could play. I bet you they were the Flintstones' favourite band.
The Flintstones?
Yeah.
Flintstone Churchill?
Yeah.
I love that guy.
We're going to play some music right now, folks. I've got some Glastonbury facts for you, which I'm going to read out.
Oh, I can't wait.
Because you like Glastonbury.
Yeah, I cannot wait.
These are going to blow your
For
mind.
longer than a day.
But first, what have we got coming up now, Joe?
Oh, don't ask me that in
put you
such a
on the
blunt way.
spot.
This is Dizzy Rascal, right? This is a live track recorded in front of a huge crowd this afternoon on the Pyramid stage. This is Stand Up.
Adam and Joe, I like the Glastonbury. Here is some music from there.
Yeah, Dizzy Rascal, sounding incredible, recorded in front of, I said this before, I'm just reading it, I'm going to read it again, in front of a huge crowd this afternoon on the Pyramid stage.
He had one of the biggest and most enthusiastic crowds of the festival so far.
How's that measured?
Well,
Just noise, decibels.
I measure it by how many people spill over into the sort of stall area.
That's
you know
right,
what I mean?
where you can't actually see the band.
Yeah.
You're just purely getting off on the music.
But you get to the edge, like the stall thoroughfare ends, and then the crowd for the Pyramid stage begins. And if it's a really massive act, you can tell because the crowd just spills over right into the stalls. And that was happening with the Rascal. A little bit with Spinal Tap, not so much for Crosby, Stills and Nash.
Oh, really? What, you think there was a poor turnout?
A little bit apathetic.
Really?
Well,
that surprises me. How can there be such enthusiasm for Young and not for his,
They were sounding a little bit noodly.
Do you think?
Crosby, Stills and Nash.
I overheard a very good version of Marrakesh Express.
Yeah. We should play the original later on.
We're going to play the original.
Good one. No, they were a little bit on a jazz odyssey when I heard them.
Really?
Yeah, and people were wandering off to explore other parts of Glastonbury.
You know what I'd really like now?
What?
I just feel this programme so far has been very trivial and it's been full of waffle.
It's true, isn't it?
And what we need is some sort of facts.
Hard facts.
Some truth, some solid, unmitigated information.
Hewn from the living rock of Stonehenge?
Yes.
All right, let's have a facts jingle then.
Did you know? It's a Glastonbury fact.
Did you know, Joe Cornish, that Lily Allen's rider this year
Yeah.
included 200 bottles of ketchup,
Yes.
15 inflatable men, 600 back issues of Grazia, the staff of Grazia to write a new issue of Grazia when she'd run out of back issues to read, and a 60-foot cigarette. This is unbelievable. A 60-foot cigarette that had to be kept lit at all times in case you needed a puff.
Wow.
I mean, that's just
A
extraordinary, isn't it?
60-foot cigarette. Does that have enough internal structure to support itself?
It has to be carried by the staff of Grazia.
Did you say that?
No, I didn't, but
Right.
it's interesting that you should ask.
The staff of Grazia. So she doesn't have a separate staff.
No.
That's multitasking.
They multitask, yeah. While she's reading the back issues,
Multigratzing.
they'll be carrying it. And of course, as she's puffing on it, the thing gets shorter.
Very, very bad for her.
And then people can get laid up. You know, not so many people. The more she puffs, the fewer people it takes to support the length of the cigarette.
She'll make herself ill.
She will, won't she?
How many of those does she smoke a day?
10 packs.
Really? 10 packs a day? Wow.
I
What's
mean,
that? So that's like 600 feet of cigarette.
Yeah.
In each pack. So that's like 6,000. I don't know, my maths is shaky, but
It's unbelievable.
it's unbelievable.
Isn't it?
She's got a very good voice,
You
considering.
know, while we're on the subject of the Allen family, did you know, it's a Glastonbury fact, that 12 Keith Allen lookalikes are employed each year in case Keith is late to the festival. They have to be 12 because normal people, when they take on the guise of Keith Allen, have a very short life expectancy.
Yes, like a motorcycle
yeah.
courier or a firefly.
That's right.
Mosquito.
So you've got to have emergency Keith Allen lookalikes.
I saw one earlier
Did
in
you?
the press area, yeah. It was very lifelike.
Right. What was
But
it
it probably
doing?
wasn't him because he wasn't, you know, punching people or swearing or falling over into a big puddle of water.
Like his character does on Robin Hood.
Robin Hood, because of course in real life he's an excellent chap.
He's an absolutely fabulous chap. Do you want one more Glastonbury fact before we go into our
yes.
I think I read the two good ones.
They're the good ones. I definitely want another one then.
Okay, here's the final fact before we go into a bit of music from an Australian band called Tinder Trep.
All right.
That's how you pronounce the name. Did you know, it's a Glastonbury fact, after a particularly muddy Glastonbury festival around about 10 years ago, Michael Eavis spent £6 million on a small cloud-busting unit that was sold to him by Kate Bush. He doesn't use it every year because it's very expensive to run. It runs on a special kind of oil that's only found in rappers.
Rappers?
Rappers.
Really?
And they're very...
Well, like rap musicians?
Yes, they
Really?
don't want to part with it for nothing. You know, because a lot of them are very greedy. So it's very expensive to run the machine. But this year, Bruce Springsteen deferred part of his fee to guarantee that it was a beautiful evening for his set.
You know, that smacks of truth because it's worked, hasn't it?
It's absolutely worked. And the oil to run the cloud-busting machine was extracted partly from Jay-Z, who played last year.
Really?
He gave a little bit. Dizzy Rascal gave a tiny little bit, but he didn't want to. He was pretty grumpy about
Why
it.
is it only rappers?
Don't ask me. I didn't make the machine. Ask
I mean,
Kate Bush.
Yeah, that's just science, isn't it?
Exactly, that's the way it works. They've got the power to bust clouds. Here's Tender Trap. They were playing this afternoon here at the Glastonbury Festival. This track is called Science of Fear.
Science of Fear by Temper Trap. They're an Australian band. They were recorded live this afternoon. Our producer James has recently spent some time in Australia. James, are they a big proposition in Australia? Yeah, they're heading places. So they're to listen out for, right?
I think I may have called them Tender Trap earlier on.
How dare you?
I'm so sorry about that. I don't know what to say.
It's really insulting.
So listen, yesterday, folks, we were mooching around, and one of my favourite places in the festival is the VIP area. We established earlier on when we were talking to Lauren Laverne that I really like areas where, shall we say, people are excluded.
Right, other than you
Yeah.
and your posh friends.
Because all my life I wanted to be in an area where other people weren't allowed in.
Yes.
And coming to Glastonbury with the BBC is one of the only times in my life where that has been the case. So I'm really taking advantage of the VIP area, which is sort of just behind our BBC compound.
It's sort of the press area.
Right.
But it's a special bar and cafe, vicinity where you've got to have a special pass.
Yeah. And it's nice because it doesn't smell of human excrement, which is unusual for parts of the festival. And I just go on a loop. I just wander round and round. There.
You like to spot famous people who you have some nebulous connection with.
Yeah, and go up
to them and start exploiting that connection.
Here's who I went up to today. Billy Bragg.
Yeah.
Went up to Billy Bragg, congratulated him on an article that I read.
How did that go?
In Q. Very well. It was genuine. I wouldn't just go up to him and lie to him, right?
No.
You know, for a second I was considering lying to the Low Anthem that I'd bought their album, whereas in fact I got a promo copy. But I was thinking about saying, hey, I just bought your album.
Well, we've done that kind of thing before and it hasn't gone well.
No, which would have been a lie. I saw Dave Rowntree from Blur.
Yes.
Had a long chat with him. He was really nice. I forgot how nice he is. He's very excited about tomorrow evening's gig. And anyway, you and I were hanging out there yesterday and doing a bit of fashion news reporting.
Yeah.
So let's hear how we got on. Here's a pre-recorded package for you.
BBC Six Music, live from Glastonbury 2009 with Adam and Joe.
Hello there, you join us in one of the many general sort of
thoroughfares
of the festival, and we're going to give you a quick fashion report to tell you what the latest styles are.
There's a man that's just walked by. He's a good-looking man. He's got a pink shirt on, like a pink dress shirt, and a white bow tie, and he's wearing blue shorts, and he's wearing Wellington boots that are folded down to reveal the white tops of the boots, the inside tops.
Tell him about the bow tie.
I told him about the white bow tie.
I couldn't hear.
And he's wearing a straw hat, rakishly cocked.
It's a sort of a kind of a toff outfit, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, it's sort of ironical, though. It's a little bit fruity.
Over the top, a bit fruity. Straw hats really do seem to be the key accessory here. There's a lot of check shirts, wouldn't you say?
Well, should we do a little fashion check on what we're wearing?
Well, I'm wearing my Stephen t-shirt.
Yeah.
And a sort of floppy Ben Folds 5 hat that's a bit 90s, really, isn't it? It's a bit sort of 90s rave.
It's sort of Oasis-y.
Happy Mondays, kind of thing. Then I'm wearing some black waterproof trousers and some green wellies.
How are they working out for you? Because I was admiring your waterproof trousers. Are they not very sweaty?
No, they're fine, actually.
Do you not have rivulets of sweat going from your groin into your boots?
No, I don't sweat a lot on my body. I sweat on my face. Which is bad news. I'd like it to be different the other way around, you know?
Hidden sweat.
But no, my trouser area is fragrant and fresh and clean.
Oh, we might go in there a bit later on. I'm wearing shorts and hiking boots. I'm slightly regretting not wearing actual Wellington boots, because everywhere I walk, just little bits of earth and stone just get into my shoes in an uncomfortable way. I'm wearing my sailor's cap that I used to wear on the Adam and Joe show years ago.
Why have you chosen to wear that?
Well,
just to attract more attention?
Yeah, I thought it might be a good way of identifying me.
Lady magnet.
Exactly. Or a man magnet.
Idea.
I mean, a sailor's cap is generally not considered a lady magnet.
And there is a trendy t-shirt that lots of people are wearing, but it's too rude to read out on the radio.
Describe the general area.
Well, look at the man there. Once these people pass...
In the green letters?
Man in the green letters.
I'm so blind.
It says, I am a, and then it has a very rude word. The rudest of all the words.
Not the C-bomb?
Yes, that one.
Why is he wearing?
They're selling them on stalls all over the place, and I've seen several people wearing them.
Why? What's the logic?
Well, probably because they are one. Yeah. And they're not ashamed of it. And this is a place where they can do the things that being that entails.
What are they thinking, though? Why are they? What do they want from people?
It just keeps people away. It's just, it just cuts out the middleman.
Right.
You just know exactly where you stand with them. They
don't want to disappoint anyone by coming up and meeting them and then finding it out later on.
Yes, exactly. But it might be something to do with the t-shirt that he's standing alone and looking quite sad and isolated, holding more than one beer in case anyone wants to make friends with him.
He's standing in the VIP zone, just alone, looking lonely. Animal Collective with Summertime Clothes. This is Adam and Joe here at Glastonbury 2009. It's 9:30, time for the news.
Marrakesh Express by Crosby, Stills and Nash. This is Adam and Joe at Glastonbury 2009 on BBC Six Music, and according to Count Buckley's, Crosby, Stills and Nash maybe delivered a slightly off-par version of that last night.
You just fabricated all those facts.
You said they weren't maybe at their peak, maybe.
According to Count Buckley's.
Yes.
Correct. I am Count Buckley.
Yeah.
They delivered a slightly off-par version of that. I don't know if they even played it.
They did. I heard them playing it. It sounded good to me.
Well, there you go. I don't contest that. Buckley's does not contest that. Last night, incorrect. They played this afternoon.
Oh, God.
Okay?
Yeah.
So that's two things I take issue with in that sentence.
You're quite right.
So I've no idea. They may have played a blinder. You heard it, and
It sounded pretty good to me.
Yeah.
But this afternoon, Adam and me played sort of a kind of a gig. We had a booking at the Cabaret tent at 4, as regular listeners might have heard about, and we performed some stand-up jokes to quite a big crowd in there.
Classic made-up jokes. We rattled through them in 4 minutes. We weren't officially on the bill.
No, we were like the Link guys, but we shoehorned some material, some shtick into there.
The MC stood aside and gave us his 4 minutes in between Kevin Eldon and I'm not sure who was on after us, someone very good. But Kevin Eldon played an absolute blinder.
Yeah.
Then the MC shuffled out, didn't know who the heck we were, said, how do you want to be introduced? We just said, Adam and Joe's Six Music.
MC shuffled out.
MC shuffled out. He said it a couple of times to himself to get it in his brain. Before we knew it, we were on stage. And as far as I can tell, the audience was dominated by Black Squadron.
Yes.
If you don't know about Black Squadron, that's what we call the hardcore of our listeners who listen to our Saturday morning show on Six Music. And they gave us a reception.
Now, I'm not used to this kind of thing.
No.
Buckley's, you've got a stand-up heritage.
I've done a
You've been
bit.
through training. You've had experience, war wounds,
Yeah.
managed to kind of be robust.
Yeah.
Get your armour together. Cornballs. I'm like a little naked, I don't know, elf.
A little bird.
A fawn. A stumbling, staggering fawn.
A lame bird.
Yeah,
'Cause the
and
last-
so I was a bit frightened. You'd been sort of goading listeners into turning up and bottling us.
No, I never.
You mentioned bottling a lot.
I was worried
in
that-
jest, but some people just hear the word bottle and
Sure.
they think it's an invitation to throw them.
Some people hear the word bottle and they start taking their trousers down.
Bottle! Somebody said bottle!
On Six Music, I heard them say bottle.
Let's drink quickly!
We could wee in one and then throw
Jerk
it.
it! We've been given permission!
What do you think? If we can't find a bottle, we can always find a cup.
Let's wee in each other's faces! No, let's not.
We always
Let's go home.
Why do we always sound like Dylan Moran when we're doing that voice?
He's the king of the bottle, or he used to be.
Yeah.
He's now the king of the polite cup of tea.
I'm sure he's never weed in a cup and thrown it at
But anyway,
someone.
nobody threw anything.
No, they didn't.
And they were so polite, and it went really well. I almost got overconfident.
Joe, I was so proud of you.
Were you?
Yeah, because the
thanks,
last time
man.
we were on stage together, we were introducing Madness at the Camden
Yeah.
Crawl. And that was not quite so successful.
No. Well, we had a better prepared shtick, didn't we? We had something written down, we stuck to it, and it went well.
If you didn't hear us at the Camden Crawl, basically Joe and I spent about 2 hours establishing what we were going to say. We got on stage, and Madness had been delayed for quite some time. The crowd was a little bit uppity.
Yeah, I got carried away.
As soon as we got on stage, I just said, "Hi, I'm Adam," expecting Joe to say, "Hi, I'm Joe," but Joe just immediately started rambling about something else very nervously.
Oh, it was good, man.
It was good stuff.
People were funny. I started insulting the crowd, and that always goes down
There's
well.
gold rambling, and then as soon as Joe heard the first word of dissent from the crowd, someone did a minor heckle. He said, "I think we better go. The crowd are turning against us."
I was sick in my mouth and swallowed it, and then ran off. But it went a lot better this time. I really feel, I've developed.
Man,
I've
it
improved.
was a dream gig. But listen, folks, you can hear how it went.
I might quit now.
You should.
Yeah,
It's never get-
they say quit while you're ahead. I mean, 4 minutes, that's a longer career than some stand-ups
Let
have.
me tell you. I mean, I'm not a hardcore stand-up, but I've done,
I might hit the self-abuse now that I'm successful.
You should.
Yeah, I
You
might start taking very,
should.
very serious drugs.
Go and hang
Get
out with
involved in some
Brendan Burns
scandals.
later on. He can
Yes.
give you some tips on misbehaving. Not that he ever does himself. He's too professional for
Awful
that.
thing to say.
What a dreadful thing to say. But listen, folks, you can find out exactly what happened to us.
Well, that's right, because they were filming it for BBC Two
Yeah.
and for the Red Button service. So, I don't know, if they're slightly mad, they might put it out on BBC Two.
At some point, maybe
And they are
today or
slightly
tomorrow. Also, we'll be playing the fruits of those labours on tomorrow's show
And
between 11 and 2.
The main thing to say is that, listeners, it was your material we used.
Yeah.
Every joke was written by one of our listeners, so you never know. Check it out. Yeah, I'm going into street speak.
Yeah.
Did you detect the shift?
I slightly did.
Yeah, check it out, because your material might have been performed by us at Glastonbury, and that would just be, just above average.
And let me say that every single joke went down a treat. It was a
Did.
smash. Let's have some more music right now. What have we got lined up for you, listeners? I'm just checking.
Do we have a
we've
bit of
got-
specials?
Yeah,
we got
specials.
Too Much Too Young by the Specials, recorded yesterday on the Pyramid stage. Here it is.
Hey, how you doing, listeners? We're back in the backstage area. And this is a nice, I think is this the VIP area?
It's the press area, the VIP area. It's a very select breed of people here. There's a lot of straw hats.
Right.
That's a big, wealth signifier, isn't it? Or status signal, a kind of a straw, what do you call cowboy hat,
Yeah, like a slightly beaten up.
Yeah.
straw hat is
No
nice.
one's particularly muddy back here. Everyone's been staying away from the general mishmash of the festival.
Many of these people arrived by helicopter.
A lot of them abseiled from helicopters.
Do you reckon anyone does arrive by helicopter anymore in these troubled... And Shane Vince.
He's the last person I can think of.
Neil Young. How do you think Neil Young arrived?
He arrives on a tractor. In fact, on a combine harvester, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Either that or an electric-powered car.
Exactly. Or he just walks here.
Or he bicycles, on a unicycle, perhaps.
Yeah, exactly. He just swims through the mud.
But this is, a place where the general public can't get in, so we felt we should give you, listeners, an exclusive behind-the-scenes glimpse of what life is like for the hoi polloi.
That's a tautology, because, of course, hoi in Greek means the.
Yes.
So if you say the hoi polloi, that's like saying the
really?
people. Just
Some
a little
people
Greek
have
lesson
just
for
spotted
you
us
there.
and they're looking at us and laughing. I don't know whether that's because they recognise us and are filled with joy at seeing us, or they just think we're a couple of sad characters.
Sitting talking
Look
to
at
each
those
other.
two sad losers who have to record everything they say.
That's more or less what we're like, though, isn't it?
It is what we're like.
Have you seen any famous people in the backstage area yet?
I saw Adam Buxton, that was exciting.
He's much shorter than I thought.
He's a YouTube star, and I was excited to see him. He's really very short. I'm surprised he's survived, because he's only just taller than the mud.
Exactly, he's covered in mud. He's like a little muddy homunculus. Have you seen Joe Cornish?
Joe Cornish is huge.
It's absolutely
and
huge.
They've actually attached swings to his arms.
Yeah.
And he's in one of the green fields, just spinning round, charging kids 50p a go.
That's right, people assume that it's a bloke on stilts, but it's not.
do.
It's actually Joe Cornish. That's what it's really like.
He's charging tickets to go to the top. But listen, enough about us.
Yeah.
What else can we tell listeners about this VIP
Hey,
area?
listen, here's a bit of gossip, right? We just bumped into Nigel Godrich.
Yes.
Travis's producer. And
Radiohead's producer as well.
yeah, he's worked with Q-Tip and loads of other people. And he has said that we can go and poke around in his caravan tomorrow. So that's something we're going to do. Saturday afternoon, we're going to poke around his caravan.
That's something to look forward to. We'll tell you more details about the Godrich caravan. It's not just any old caravan. It's a special kind of vehicle that he takes to festivals. But stay tuned for those details. Do you think the people here in the backstage VIP stroke press area are generally more attractive, Adam?
It certainly seems
Can I give you a hint?
that they might be. What?
No, my hint is no, they're not. Because
you
then
reckon?
you'd actually be insulting all the non-VIP people.
Nick Grimshaw spot.
And you'd alienate. We've spotted the Grimmy. He's got terribly skinny jeans.
Spotted
Nick
Grimbles.
Grimshaw, of course, one of the BBC star presenters.
Grimbles on the radar.
He's looking good. He's got sort of Grimshaw acolytes. There's all kinds of other young men in
There's
skinny
people
jeans
following
and
him
shorts.
as if he was Jesus there.
They are. He is sort of Jesus.
He's the haircut
How
Jesus.
extraordinary. Grimshaw there sweeping through the VIP area, causing a flurry of broken hearts in his wake. Well, I'm exaggerating a little bit.
I don't
A flurry
think you
of
are.
broken
Crockery.
plastic cups that he stepped on.
This is good, man. I mean, we are spotting people left, right and centre now.
That's it from the VIP area. Back to the studio.
BBC Six Music, live from Glastonbury 2009. Adam and Joe's Sunset Show.
That's the Easy Star All-Stars with their cover of Radiohead's Comma Police. We mentioned in the package before that we were going to hook up
my package.
We were going to hook up with Nigel Godrich and inspect his caravan. The only problem was I got a message from him. Like, I've got a message right here on my phone, right? I can't play
We've
it.
been kicked to the curb.
It says voicemail unavailable, unable to initiate connection.
Well, you know, we can turn this kind of feeble disaster into an interesting observation about Glastonbury, which is it's very difficult to stick to any plan.
Yeah.
You kind of meet somebody and you make a plan and you sort of gush and say how exciting it is to see them, make all sorts of plans, and then it's just impossible to liaise with them. There's thousands of people here. And it's a huge site, and when you send a text, it takes ages to get through. Are these excuses piling up? Are
They're good, man.
Are they working?
They're all
good. But it was going to be an amazing piece. You know, just imagine what a piece it would have been.
Imagine.
He's got a special lorry that he kits out with beds, like a furniture removal lorry.
Exactly.
A couple of beds in the back. He drives it to festivals, and all sorts of stuff goes on in there.
A fun van.
Imagine the stench.
The message from Nigel, I'm going to be able to pick it up when we get back to the hotel tonight.
We should listen to it tomorrow.
And it's probably going to be, "Hey, Nigel here. Where are you guys? There's girls here. Some of them have taken their clothes off and they're demanding to see you. Some of the men are naked too. It's amazing. It's the most amazing thing that's ever happened. Where are you guys?"
What's that piece of music in the background?
Oh, that's Dizzy Rascal. That's a remix of...
Whoever beatboxes for him is awesome.
Bonkers. Bonkers. So what's happening in tomorrow's show?
In our show,
Yeah.
we've no idea. We're going to go back to the hotel and figure it out word for word, script it.
I thought you had some teasers about tomorrow's show.
No, for the next show that's coming up, for Gideon Coe's show. He's got the best of the live, proper as live music from all the headliners. He'll be dipping in and out of stages. Yeah, that's what he's going to be doing. Don't forget you can check out loads of Glastonbury coverage at bbc.co.uk/Glastonbury. And I'm just going to quickly leave you with a made-up joke from Tom Robinson, who was angry because he sent it to me and we never read it out. Why do samurai warriors carry their swords in a scabbard?
I don't know.
So they don't do themselves an injury.
Ninjury.
Yes.
Ninjury.
Yeah,
nice.
Tom Robinson wrote that.
Very nice indeed. Yeah. Thank you so much for listening to our show, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back here on 6 Music at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning until 2 p.m. And I hope you'll join us then. But for now, we're going to leave you with a little bit of music
with
from the
Kasabian.
festival.
Right.
Playing earlier this evening, this is Fire.